Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm sure you guys are probably just like shut up and just tell the story, because I mean I feel like my thumbnail, what I put there, is really interesting. But long story short, I'm just gonna do just a get ready with me and my first story time. I've always wanted to do a story time, but I'm just like, I don't have any good stories about me. Like, I don't think there's anything like super interesting in my life, but I felt like this story was like the most, I guess, interesting or juicy, I don't know, whatever. So I'm just gonna kind of do like my well, first of all, I don't want to say every day, because if I don't have to wear makeup, I am never wearing makeup. And you guys can probably tell, like, my face is like really bad. And if you follow me on Instagram, if you're not, make sure you are. But if you follow me on Instagram, I've been saying I've been getting such bad like maskne, like from wearing the mask, like so much. And like, I don't know, my face is just like dying at the moment. So don't judge. But so this is like makeup, I guess you could say, if I'm going out and I don't feel like doing anything else. It's pretty much like everything I do, just minus eyeshadow. So it's just like mostly like face makeup, and then I'll put my lashes and liner and blah blah on. So if you're interested in seeing how seeing how I do, like, I guess my face makeup, and then also listening to my story time, then keep on watching. So I'm just gonna like jump right in. But first things first, if you didn't see my last get ready with me video, then you need to jump on that, because I talked about like this blue sponge that I've seen Nikki's tutorials use. Well, guess what? Your girl got the blue sponge and it is amazing. Like, I'm obsessed with it. I'll show you how it works. Well, not how it works, but like how it applies my foundation and why I'm so obsessed with it now. But it's from Juno, and I know right now they're having a sale, buy one get one $1, so I got two. So if you guys are interested, just go ahead and go on their website. This is not sponsored. It should be. Holla at your girl if you want to sponsor me. But yeah, so anyways, back to my, well, not even back to my story, I didn't even start my story, I guess into my story we go. So this happened back when I was in the 7th grade, and I believe, how old are we in the 7th grade? I think like, oh my god, 10, 11, were we 12, 13? I want to say 12. I'm gonna go with 12, but guys, correct me if I'm wrong. However you all, I can't talk. However old you are in the 7th grade, that's how old I was when this happened. So this whole story is I got hit by a car. So not on some like I was in a car and the car hit the car. Like, no, your girl was walking and got slammed down and got hit by a car kind of thing. So what happened is, I told a lot of you guys already that I do live in Staten Island. So Staten Island, the school that I went to was IS-72. So shout out to everyone who's watching this that either goes there or went there. But I went to IS-72. So IS-72 was located by a Barnes & Nobles, and Barnes & Nobles is located on a very busy road, Richmond Avenue, whatever, I don't know. It's like the 3 lanes, the island, and then the next 3 lanes. So at the time, we were going, you know what's crazy too? It was picture day, and picture days was taken and done, and then we were going to my friend's house. And it's ironic that it's like I'm saying it's picture day, because you'll hear when you'll understand when I like tell the rest of the story. So we're going to my friend's house now. My friend like lives walking distance from the school. So it was 1, 2, 3. It was 3 of us girls and then 2 guys. So it was 5 of us all together. So now we leave school and we are just gonna start walking our house. So we leave the school area and we're walking to cross the street. And I'm not gonna even sit here and lie to you guys, we did not walk in a crosswalk, but it's to the point that like you're walking and it's after school, so you know after school hours there's different school and speeding zones, there's kids literally everywhere, there's school buses everywhere, it's just crazy. So this is the scenario that I'm giving to you guys right now. So I don't know why I do get ready with me videos and like not do my eyebrows, because this is like the one thing I feel like I cannot do on camera. So I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you guys. Give me like 2 seconds. I'm gonna put my brows on and then I'm gonna come back, because I'm gonna struggle OD if I try to do my eyebrows. Anyways, now that my brows are here, so for starters, if you are new to my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And also, if you haven't seen my get ready with me video, my last one, you would know that I am team Sharpie brows, so don't judge. I don't want to say like I'm like full on Sharpie brows, but then I'm sure there's some of you girls out there that's like, whoa. But I don't know, I just like the darkness of it. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, moving on. Anyway, so now we're walking across the street. So now, like I said before, we were not in a crossing, what is it, like the crossing path, I can't think of the word right now, but like where you're supposed to be. Oh, crosswalk. We were not in the crosswalk. So but even at that, like, I'm not gonna say we're any better for, I guess, jaywalking, but like literally everyone else was doing it, so whatever. So now we're about to cross. Now what I'm gonna say is what my friends told me, because I can honestly tell you I do not remember anything. The only thing I remember is like literally about to cross the street and just like talking to my friend, and then the next thing I remember is waking up in the ambulance car. Like, I do not remember not one little piece. It's not even like the movies where like you'll get a flashback and then you'll just remember it all. Like, no, I did not remember any of that. It's like I was never even there. So anyways, so the next thing I guess the next thing I remember, or the next thing that happens, is I literally wake up in the ambulance car. Mind you, I am full blown like strapped down to the board. Oh my god. I just messed up my brows. I'm full on strapped down to the board. I have a neck brace and I could not physically speak. And when I say I could not physically speak, like when I had woke up at the time, my dean from my floor in school was in the ambulance with me, and I had looked up and she's like, oh my god, Victoria, you're okay, just try to stay awake and everything. And I'm just like, what? So then like I physically try to talk and yeah, not happening. It's like it felt like there was like a brick in my mouth kind of thing. So now to backtrack, this is exactly what happened. So we were crossing the street, and okay, like it's like I want to say so many different things at once right now. So we're crossing the street and there's a lady driving, and she's driving like, I guess you could say, an SUV or whatever. And don't mind me guys, my like full on vanity mirror is like right there. So she's driving an SUV with a grill in front of the SUV or whatever, just to make that better. And if you guys already don't know, I am only like 121, 122, fluctuating between that, and I'm 5 feet. So I'm small and I'm 28. So imagine me when I'm, I guess you like in 7th grade, when what, you're like 12 or whatever, like I said. So imagine me how little and scrawny I was then. So I crossed the street and my friends are telling me how like we didn't cross as a group. It kind of like went like 2 and 2 and 2, kind of like that. So when it came to like when I was crossing, the lady started honking. The lady honked her horn, pretty much stating that she saw us crossing the street. So we tried to run, but I got caught because I guess as we were crossing, I was the one on the side of where the car was like coming. Like she was coming from this way and I was right here and everyone else was this way. So we all tried to run, so I got caught. And when I got caught, obviously I got hit. See, now the thing that like pissed me off was the fact that she saw us and she refused to stop, but she honked her horn and kept going. So you guys tell me. Oh, I thought I was flaking. You guys tell me if you agree with me. Like, how does that make any type of sense? So, and then on top of that, she was speeding in the school zone. So, whatever. So that was pretty much that. So I ended up getting hit. Now, the way I got hit from my left side. And it's crazy because the left side of me had like the thinnest one scratch. Like as thin as like a piece of hair. So I got hit from the left side, so then I pretty much flew. So when I say I flew, it's like, you know how you have the island in the middle of like a big, like, I guess busy street or whatever. So I flew, and when I flew, I hit the island like this. So when I hit the island like this, my teeth went right through the left side of my tongue, and this is why I couldn't speak. When I say through, like through, and my whole tongue got so swollen. It was like I said, it was like a brick in my mouth. So I hit the island like this, so I ended up getting scarring. You can't see it now, but like the scarring was like from like literally like this whole thing. So it was very faint now. I don't even know if you guys get to see. I could try to do pictures, but so I hit the island like this, and then after I bit through my tongue. I literally, my whole head went like this, and I just slid across the concrete. Now, I know you guys are probably like cringing at that, and yeah, when I slid across the concrete, the only thing I have now is like this little like scar right here. But this scar went from, I kid you not, it went from like here. Sorry, I'm like looking in the camera to make sure, like the viewfinder, to make sure I'm doing this right. It went from like here all the way up here and around and then back down. And when I say I skid, I like skid, and it was fast. It was like that on the concrete. So literally my face was like shaven off, and like the flesh, and it was just straight up like blood and red, and like I don't know, like we had pictures of it. I deleted the pictures of it because I was just like, no, bye. I don't need to relive this, I guess you could say. So that was what happened when I got hit. So then I woke up in the ambulance car, because when it obviously when it happened, there was, like I said, it was during school time. So a school bus driver had saw what happened, and the kids on the bus saw. So I'm sorry for those kids on the bus if I like scarred you. Oh my god, I probably did, because I would have scarred myself, to be completely honest. He ended up calling the school, and then my friends had called my parents, and oh my god, it was just like insane. And like I feel like I feel like I just like scarred everyone at that moment in time. But so yeah, so I ended up, so I'm so all over the place, guys. See, this is probably why I don't really do get ready with me chit chat and story time, because I'm just like all over. It's like I can't do two things at once here, clearly. But before we get into that, I'm going to start with my Juno sponge. I want you guys to see this. So it's like when you do it, I feel like it goes on like so flawlessly. Like I feel like I kind of do need more product. Let me just put more product, because when I do more product, I feel like it just goes on like beautifully, and I'm just like, oh my god, I look amazing. Oh, I definitely put too much product, but whatever, guys. So yeah, if you guys could see like with the sponge how like flawlessly it actually like applies and goes on. And I know you guys are probably like, oh my god, this is a lot of foundation. I literally thought the same thing when I was watching Nikki tutorials do this. I'm like, damn, you got a lot of foundation on. But it kind of just like ends up sinking in. So this is just, I feel like this sponge is good if you like a full coverage, which I do. I'm sure a lot of you guys are like, girl, your foundation is way too light for you. But everyone knows Huda Beauty, or Huda, however you want to pronounce it, everyone pronounces it differently, oxidizes. So this ends up matching my skin after all. So don't come for my life. But anyway, so yeah, so the bus driver had, hold on. Okay, I could not talk like patting my throat. That was like a mess. So the bus driver had called the school, notified the school got notified, and I actually was really cool with my dean on my floor at the time. So I kind of feel like that's why she went into the ambulance with me, because she didn't need to. I know you guys are probably thinking like, oh, why didn't your parents go with you? Not ironically, unfortunately, nothing crazy though. My mom had surgery, so she was on bed rest, so it was nothing crazy though. Then by the time my dad arrived on scene, the ambulance had took off, so he just followed them. So I mean, like, I know a lot of people were like, oh my god, how could they just leave you with your, like, your dad's not there? Like, hello, if it's like a life or death situation, it's just like go. Like, it's not like you wait kind of thing. So my dean ended up coming with me. So then when I woke up, I saw the dean in the car, and then like also the paramedics, and they're like, you know, they always want you to stay awake, and they're like, you know, stay with us. And I'm like, I knocked out. So anyways, I knocked out, and then when I woke up while we were getting out of the ambulance, saw my dad, looked at him, passed back out. Then I woke up again while I was getting rushed through into the like the emergency room, saw my dad, looked at him, passed back out again. Then I finally wake up again in an actual like private hospital room, and my dad is there with me, and he's like, oh, are you okay? Like, is everything okay? Just making sure I'm okay. And I'm just like, yeah, like I couldn't talk. And then when I tried to talk, I felt it. So a lot of people don't know, but I'm gonna school y'all right now. Your tongue heals extremely quick. It's like one of the fastest healing things on your body. So my tongue, I know it sounds crazy, like it already started like healing, like I don't even know. So then like I feel like I was kind of like able to eventually like start talking. So then like my dad's like, do you remember anything? Like, and I'm just like, no. Like, I'm like, what happened? My dad tells me, and then he goes, do you want to see your face? And in my head, it's like I feel the burning sensation like all over me, and I'm just like, yo, what is going on? So I'm like, yes. Takes a picture of my face, shows me my face. I am dead silent. Now, first of all, being a 28-year-old now, I would die if my face got messed up like that. But when you're that young in 7th grade and you're a preteen, it's like all you got kind of thing. Like all your looks, it's just like, that's the most important thing in the world to you. I kind of died a little inside. I'm not a crier, so I didn't cry. And I know some of you guys are like, really, you didn't cry? I'm not a crier. Like, I don't know, I'm just not a crier. So I look at my face and I'm just like, oh my god, like this really happened. So now he's like explaining to me like what happened, what like my friends told him. Mind you, if you guys are concerned with my friends, we were like across from like a deli. They were like on the other side of the street hysterically crying. Mind you, at the time when I was in 7th grade, one of the boys that were with me was my boyfriend, so he was like crying over me too. And I'm just like, oh my god, if you're watching this, hey. But it was just like crazy, and it's just like, I can't believe, like, not that I put them through that, but like they had to experience something at such a young age. So yeah, even after that, so after my dad's telling me, it's just like, what can you really do at that point? Like, I was just like, oh my god. So he's telling me like, you know, a lady hit me, she had a baby in the car, like she saw you, they stopped her, she stopped. Everyone knows that like there was a lot of witnesses, so it's like everyone knows she saw me. She refused to stop, she honked her horn. It's like there was a bunch of people like that could like say what happened, what was wrong, if something went wrong, if I lied, if my friends lied, like stuff like that. So at that point, like, I don't want to say like my dad was livid, but it was just like, you hit my child and you were aware that you hit my child, you had the opportunity to stop and you still hit my child. So my dad was like, nurses, bring her a phone. And everyone knows when you get a phone in your hospital room, it's also charged. Her insurance was taking care of anything, so your girl was watching movies, like I was on the phone, like it was, oh my god. I mean, I really don't want you guys to look at me and be like, wow, really, that's what you were thinking of? But no, it wasn't that. It was just like certain things I wanted, and they were like, oh, there's a price to it. But then my dad was like I said, put yourself in a parent's point of view. He just didn't care. And like, you know what, like, not because it's my dad I'm gonna agree with him. If that was me and that was my kid, I'd be like, I don't care either. So that was that. So then after that, I guess you could say, it was just like, my friends came to visit, my like dad went home, because like, you know, he came like right after work and stuff like that. And I'm sorry, I'm just like looking at like my hands, like, did I just ruin this new bronzer that I have? So whatever. So yeah, so my dad goes home and changes. I speak to my mom. So now the doctor is saying like my face is so bad that they want to give me plastic surgery. My mom refuses. I'm glad she refused. Nothing against plastic surgery, because I'm all for it. Like, but she was just like, no, she's too young, because like I said, it was like, this whole thing was like red flesh, blood, everything, like all, it was literally like this, the whole, like, so my mom was like, no, she's too young. So they kind of just like, I think they put something topical on it. I really don't remember. Like I said, it was all the way in 7th grade. And then they just left it. So then the doctors were like, you know, you're so lucky, you're so blessed, it's like a miracle, because ironically the person, I cannot open my bronzer, the person next to me, because you know how sometimes you share a hospital room, it was also a young person that got hit by a car too, and they broke their leg, and they were saying like how I'm so little, and they're so surprised that like I'm walking away with just scratches. And then in my head I'm just like, oh my god, my face. So it's just like, but yeah, so that was pretty much that. And I mean, I stayed in the hospital for, I believe, a day. I mean, I should have asked my parents, because I feel like I really honestly like don't remember like how long I stayed in there, but I know it wasn't that long, because the doctors were like, are you sure, are you sure, are you sure? And I'm like, I don't want to be in a hospital. I'll work in a hospital, I don't want to be a patient in a hospital. So that was pretty much that. So I finally like left, and then I remember like when I got home, my mom was like crying, and she was like, oh my god, because remember, like I said, she had just went through surgery, so it's not like she was like dying from it. She just had to bed rest from her surgery. So when I came home, she was like, oh my god, and she's like, your face and blah blah. And like I said, my dad had taken pictures and he had went home, so he showed her. So I was just like, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay, like don't worry. Like, of course, like that's just also how I am as well. I feel like when it comes to pain, I have a very high pain tolerance. So that was pretty much that. And then after that, I am now home. So this now problem that I'm gonna say, it kind of went on for a while now. My parents started to notice that I would like literally just fall asleep like so quick in like a second. I'd be sitting and watching TV and I would fall asleep super fast, and I would always have like headaches and stuff like that too. And this was after the accident. So then I ended up going to get testing, and I'm like, I was testing for like, I feel like a week. I feel like I was seeing a doctor all the time. Like the little pads with the wires, they had them like on my heads, running tests, running like all these different like tests on me. They could not find anything. Like I was literally just like falling asleep, and like they thought it was like head trauma or something, but it wasn't. They couldn't find anything wrong. Eventually, thankfully, that stopped, and like my sleeping pattern went back to normal. So then eventually, I think like maybe like a week passed, and I was like, I want to go to school. Like, what am I doing home? Like my tongue like was a little swollen still, but I was able to talk now. So I was just like, I want to go back to school. Like, why am I home? And then like my mom was like, are you sure? My dad was like, are you sure? And I'm like, yes. Like, what am I doing home? So I ended up going back to school with like a humongous like patch, like band-aid, like on my face like that. Like, you know how Nelly got the little band-aid thingy? Your girl had like a humongous, like the size of my hand, like a patch like this and over here. And then I just like walked into school like, hi. Not like on some like, hey guys, like I walked into school like nothing, and like everyone knew me. I feel like for that like 2 weeks, everyone knew me. It was, okay, my junior high had 4 floors and I was on the 4th floor. Everyone knew me, every single floor, as the girl that got hit by a car, and I was just like, okay, whatever. So I go back to school and everything like that, and like I like try to, I guess, be normal. Okay, can we like back up really quick? Like, you see how my forehead lines are creasing? One, I did talk about wanting Botox on my forehead because my lines are so like out there. But if you guys know any like good primers that would stop that, let me know. Comment down below, please, because I hate it. Like, until I get the Botox on my forehead, like, I need a solution for this. So anyways, so I like walk in, everyone knew me as like, you know, the girl who got hit, and like obviously my friends knew what was going on. They were checking in on me, and like while I was home and away from school, and like visiting me at the house and everything. So everything was okay. So I went back to school, and then like my dean pulled me into her office, and she was like, oh my god, are you okay? And I was just like, thank you so much for like coming into the ambulance with me. Like, I knew we were like cool, but now like, girl, we really cool. So that was pretty much that. And like I felt okay. Like I give it to myself to be a 7th grader and walk into school with a humongous patch on my face and just strut, not strut, but like you guys get what I'm saying, just walk through the building like nothing and not be self-conscious about that. So pat on my back to little 7th grade me. But yeah, so eventually, I know a bunch of you guys are probably like, how did you like heal, or how is just like this little like, not like a fingernail of like a bruise. So it healed on its own, and Mederma, like everyone knows Mederma is for scars. Yo, that worked wonders. Like Mederma, if you guys want to sponsor me, like I will put my before and after picture, and amazing. So that was pretty much that. That's how like I healed with, I guess you could say, my scarring and everything. And then my tongue healed, and then like I had like a little bruise on my leg, and then like I remember like I lost my shoe, and like it like it wasn't anything I want to say like extremely crazy, but like I feel like a lot of people like made it out to be something like way crazier than it was. Because like the way I looked to the way I felt was like black and white. Like I looked like I got literally ran down by a car, which I did, but the way I felt was like I just felt like, okay, fine, like we're gonna move over this, we're gonna get over it. Like, why am I dwelling on this? It happened. Like, so that was that. So that was pretty much like how I got hit by a car, and like how, like, you know, the healing process went. But so now we're gonna fast forward a little. Now, the sleeping part of it stopped, but like the headache part kept going, and I kept getting tested like after, like even up to like a year after, I kept getting tested, and just like nothing, like they couldn't find anything. So it just like, it is what it is now. So now I'm sure you guys are wondering, like there's like a whole court case now behind this. So this court case went on, like I testified, and this went on up until my freshman year of high school, I believe, or my sophomore year. But I really, this is so long ago, guys, so that's why I'm like a little off on the dates. But I know this happened in 7th grade, so then 7th grade went on, 8th grade went on, and I believe it was my freshman year. I'm like 90% sure it was my freshman year, not my sophomore year, that the case finally closed. So believe it or of course, Kobe's like always making some type of noise in my video. He's like, does anyone else's dog like dig? Like he's on my bed and he's just like digging for like a little comfy spot, whatever. Anyway, so that happens, and then now I have to go and testify. So this is the first time I'm seeing this lady. This is the first time I'm seeing this lady, and I didn't know how to feel, I guess you could say. Like I feel like I never really even like told my parents this, but as like a kid when you're a freshman, like I'm not saying you're grown, but like obviously I was more mature than when I was a 7th grader. So I found out I had to testify, and then she was gonna be there, and I'm just like, cool. Guys, I'm trying to shake out some translucent powder here. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, cool, this lady's gonna be there. Get there, I'm up on the stand, seeing this lady, not looking at her at all. And I know she's like dying inside because her look, oh my gosh, like I'm not trying to bash her, I'm just saying her look was so guilty. And they were just like, tell me what happened. So I had to tell her, and then not tell her, tell like the judge and like everything like that. And they were like, oh, so this and this happened, and we're aware that like, so like I said, like I'm sitting through the whole entire court session, and I'm like hearing all her stuff too. So they're like, oh, we're aware, like you were speeding in a school zone, you had a kid in the car, you saw her. Like I said, I had a red sweater on, and it's like broad daylight after school, like what, 2, 3 o'clock. I had a red sweater on. She saw me, honked her horn to notify that she saw me, but like I said, she refused to stop. So they were asking her why you refused to stop, and like I feel like I don't even remember what she said, but like I was there, and when she was talking, I was just like So it's just like I don't even want to listen to this lady at this point, because it was so far gone now. Like it was like what, 2 or 3 years after, and they were like, why did you not stop? And then like all this, like they were just going in on her, I guess you could say. So finally the whole entire case finally closes and comes to end, and obviously I'm pretty sure you all know I won the case. We ended up suing her for a large amount of money. It's something to this day that, like I said, like I don't feel bad for. Like I don't want you guys to look at me like, oh my god, you're a monster. But like if it was an accident, fine, okay, so be it. But if you saw me and you refuse to slow down, and you honked your horn, and you refuse to stop, and you know your whereabouts, and there's a ton of kids crossing the street, like I'm sorry, I have no remorse for an issue like that. So like I said, we ended up suing her for a good amount of money. So that happened, and then the case, like I guess you could say, like finally ended. And I was like, in my head, I'm just like, is it like actually over? Is it really over now? Like, because you know, like I don't know if you guys think like this, but in my head, I'm just like, I don't feel like it's like fully over yet until it's just like written in stone kind of thing. And I feel like, I'm so sorry guys, I keep looking at my phone. My phone, can I show you guys? My phone is getting blown up. My group chats right now, like I don't know. This always happens every time I film. My phone just like starts popping off, and I'm just like, you guys know when I'm filming at this point. But okay, so you guys are probably gonna be like, what girl? I'm gonna like break really quick again because I cannot talk and do my eyeliner. So I'm gonna be back in like 2 seconds. Okay guys, so this is the final look. I went ahead and I did my lashes off camera, and I just added some setting spray, some highlight, dusted off the translucent powder, and added some nude like pinkish lip gloss. So this is like my everyday look, I guess you could say. And like I said, not everyday because I never wear makeup unless I have to or if I'm going out. But this is if I'm just like say if I'm just going out to lunch with a couple like girlfriends, if I'm going out to lunch with like my parents or my boyfriend or anything like that, and like I don't feel like getting like all fancy schmancy, like this is like the kind of look that I always go for. So if you guys enjoyed this and enjoyed my story time, let me know, comment down below if I should do more. If I do more, I'm definitely gonna have to like literally like think long and hard to see what other stories I have. I do have one story that I am thinking about right now. I don't know if it's appropriate for YouTube, but some of my girlfriends already know the story because this thing was like crazy when it happened to me. But anyways, so if you're interested in seeing more of these get ready with me, or if you're just interested in more story time, because like, you know, I could eat and chill and we could just talk in story time, let me know, comment down below. And thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to also turn your post notifications on so you're always aware when I upload a new video. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time on my channel.